The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Our non-elected overseers hold DC to a higher standard than they hold themselves.
Breaking now at 6 on DC News Now, the U.S. Senate set to overturn the district's new criminal code, a DC policy in place for more than 100 years. A revision that was 16 years in the making.
A second fire at the same apartment complex where a woman died in a fire just a few weeks ago.
I just think every apartment should have a fire extinguisher. It should be like a basic necessity.
The new bill that could make high-rises like this one better prepared for future fires.
And weather-wise, I hope you enjoyed all this sunshine across all of the DMV. Our major concern tonight, wind chills due to winds continuing to be an issue out of the north and west, but I do see relief. I'll show you when coming up.
And we're celebrating International Women's Day all hour long. We'll be highlighting the incredible women breaking barriers and serving as role models. Good evening, and thank you so much for joining us. DC News Now at 6. I'm Thasmeen Mahfouz.
And I'm Mark Hall, filling in for Chris Flanagan. Breaking at this hour, the U.S. Senate could vote in favor of overriding the revised D.C. criminal code at any minute now.
This is about power. Kevin McCarthy's never going to show up on your ballot. Haggerty's never going to show up on your ballot. Joe Manchin's never going to show up on your ballot. This is about power.
And earlier today, hundreds gathered around the Capitol in protest of the vote. Many people there telling DC News Now that they are fed up with Congress getting in the way of local laws.
And our Tosin Fakile was at Union Station following the rally and has why they want their voices to be heard.
Today's rally started right outside Union Station. After several speakers spoke, rallygoers made their way to the Senate building to take their message to Congress, which message was very clear. They say they want Congress to be hands off D.C.
Hands off D.C. Hands off D.C.
Wednesday's rally sparked because of the debate over the D.C. criminal code bill. But organizers say the rally is mostly about speaking out now to prevent what they say is Congress meddling more. Many spoke at the event, including residents, leaders of organizations, congressional leaders, and D.C. council members.
You either support D.C. home rule or you don't.
Later today, 700,000 D.C. residents are going to get treated like a bargaining chip.
What they're asking for is local autonomy and want Congress to know the revised criminal code bill went through a thorough process.
Misinformation around this bill is just staggering. I did withdraw the bill on Monday, so this is almost like a symbolic vote on the part of the Senate. Of course, some folks are not going to admit that.
What everyone's voting for this afternoon is to keep us in the same state that we're in now and not let us enact things that they've done in more than half of the states around the country, to make sure that people understand the power of the people who live in this city.
Rallygoers marched on First Street towards the Senate building. As for what's next for the council after this rally, council members in D.C. are going to have to figure out what changes they're going to make to the bill before putting it forward again. In Washington, D.C., I'm Tosin Fakile for DC News Now.
If you do not move from the area, you will be arrested. This is your first warning.
Meanwhile, U.S. Capitol Police arrested 16 people for reportedly illegally blocking traffic after multiple warnings. One person was arrested for alleged defacement and another for alleged vandalism. The roads, though, they're reopened tonight. All right, what a beautiful day today. A little windy, but still lots of sunshine.
Yeah, when's this wind going to leave?
Tonight.
Okay.
It'll be over with, and tomorrow we are actually going to be wind-free, and so we're not going to be worried about wind chills. Yeah, we're
less hairspray.
Yeah, less hairspray, no fro out, right? We're actually going to see, or is that just me? That's just my
That's
fro,
all of us.
right?
That's all of us.
That's just my fro. Let's actually take a look at wind speeds right now. This is a live look at our Capitol, and we are actually starting to see longer days. I can't wait till that transition into the spring equinox. Sustained winds. What does that mean? That's a constant wind speed out of the north and west. Still very blustery across the suburbs of the district, about 15 to 20 miles per hour. But look how winds, they're starting to subside the farther to the west that you go. Now, gusts, they have been fairly impressive this afternoon under advisory stages, but across the board, we have hovered around 20 to about 30 miles per hour. They're starting to get a little bit better for the tidal basin area. With the wind chills, it's still going to be concern with our wind chills overnight, where we have the teens and the 20s taking over. This is the ambient temperature. What you see in your car, 51 degrees for DC, 52 for Fauquier County, into Rappahannock as well. So temperatures still well above average. So hour by hour, if you're going to be stepping out tonight, we are not talking about any precip, a very comfortable air, but unfortunately, as we go into the overnight hours, definitely going to see that chill in place. Hey, we are looking at a very quiet Thursday, but we do have an approaching storm system early Friday morning. We'll time that out coming up.
And new tonight, a second fire at the same Silver Spring high-rise where a woman was killed and left scores of people displaced nearly 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, the same complex where the fire marshal said that even one sprinkler could have prevented the first fire. Management of the Arrive Silver Spring Apartments let tenants know that the second fire last week was contained to a kitchen, and they've been criticized for lack of safety equipment in the units, including sprinklers. Our Dave Laval has followed this story since it happened and joins us live from the scene.
Yeah, and Dave, even though the second fire was limited to the kitchen, some tenants are telling you they're nervous about their safety.
Good evening, Tusmeen and Mark. And yes, indeed, tenants are nervous this evening. And in fact, I had a former tenant tell me earlier today she moved out after that February 18th fire because she doesn't feel safe inside the building anymore. Maryland, right now, tenants, if they want a fire extinguisher in their apartment, they have to provide it themselves. But a Maryland state lawmaker wants to change that, as she believes it's not the responsibility of tenants to provide one.
It's really disturbing because, you know, a fire can happen at any moment.
Cristobal Sagan questions her safety at the Arrive Silver Spring Apartments. One person died in the February 18th fire that started on the 7th floor. The building did not have automatic sprinklers or fire extinguishers. Those were not required when the building was built.
I just think every apartment should have a fire extinguisher. It should be like a basic necessity.
High-rise apartment buildings like Arrive are not required to have automatic sprinkler systems in them until 2033. Maryland State Delegate Lorig Charkoudian has introduced a bill to improve safety in all high-rise buildings sooner. One thing it would require is every unit in a high-rise building have a fire extinguisher if there's no automatic sprinkler system. Those would have to be in place by this July 1st.
What's something we can do very quickly that can put safety in place, make it safer right now?
Sagan supports that.
If you don't have like a fire extinguisher to put it out, it's just gonna get worse.
But not all tenants agree.
If I don't have it, I still have water in a bucket and I can just manage with that.
25-year-old Melanie Diaz died in the February 18th fire. Charkoudian's bill is named after her. Diaz's father told us it's a good first step to prevent other families from experiencing the pain his is.
Last Saturday, and now she's not here with us. So.
Some of the other things in the bill include requiring notices be posted at entrances to let people know the high-rise building does not have an automatic sprinkler system in it. Plus, that information would have to be included in any lease contract. We're live in Silver Spring. Dave Laval, DC News Now.
Dave, thank you. So in West Virginia, the state's Emergency Management Division says a rock slide caused a train to derail this morning. It was hauling 190 empty cars. Part of the train caught fire after derailing and sent one fuel tank into the river. State officials are monitoring the water to ensure that it does not leak into public water systems. And coming up on DC News Now at 6, going green. Several governments aiming to reduce their everyday emissions. We're taking a look at the new bus facility in DC and the all-electric buses coming to Prince George's County.
Also ahead, consumers continue to sound the alarm about surprise restaurant fees on your receipts. DC News Now continues to investigate this issue as officials say who is and isn't breaking the law.
Thank you, Ben. And ahead at 6:30, where does the future of the FBI headquarters lie? The final arguments Virginia and Maryland representatives are making right now to answer that very question.
It's a very quiet conditions, a clear and lovely night, but quite chilly. Let's track in that next storm system coming up.